Today, I'm going to be doing a review of Krazy Binz Liquidation. This is my experience. Let's get started. What's going on, guys? It's Jamie. Welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. Like I said in the intro, today's going to be a review / my experience of Krazy Binz Liquidation. I was in the Cambridge, Ontario store last weekend when it opened. I didn't go on opening day. We'll get into all of that detail. So there are 3 stores. There's, I think, a Kitchener, Cambridge, and Hamilton. I was only in the one store on one day, but let's get going here. I'll start the review right now. If we're not familiar how it does work, they buy transport trucks full of liquidation from primarily Amazon, but potentially they could be from any online retailer. So it's consumer returns and shelf pullers, things like that. So what happens is they take them, put them in bins in their locations, and then every day the price drops a little bit per item. So I think Friday, Saturday is $10 day, then it goes 8, 6, 3, 1, and then Thursday is restock day, so they're closed, and that's when they get all their new stuff in and they start the process over again. Now, these particular stores were doing something kind of neat for this opening weekend. I don't know if this is something that will continue, but basically you could go on their Facebook page, click a link, put in your phone number, and it would give you a number and a queue. So basically you knew when to show up. You weren't standing in large lines. They were only letting people in for, I think, 30 minutes at a time. There was a separate line for walk-ins. It was very short. When I actually did go, I did have a number in queue, but I went in with a different group because there weren't people waiting there. I went at a slower time, and maybe that was my downfall, or, you know, we'll get into all that, but that is basically how it works. So you put in your phone number, they text you when you can go in. You have a pretty good idea. I'll throw up on the screen. They give you numbers. They give you numbers, and they all mean different time slots. Okay, first of all, let me just say, for personal use, these deals are amazing. You're going to go in there, you're going to have a great time, you're going to search around, you're going to find things that are neat. For the, you know, the $10 price point, the $8 price point, the cheaper it gets. I think they even went a fill a bag day on the last day today, which today is Wednesday, so tomorrow they're restocking. So they're giving good deals, and there's lots of great deals. Now, if you're an online reseller like myself, I primarily sell on eBay. I do sell on Amazon and Facebook Marketplace as well, but when it comes to that, it's a completely different beast. You have to look or think about the comps of what something is worth. So if you find something and it's not, you know, you're not going to be able to at least 2x your money, if not more. I usually want at least 4 times my money in most investments. You know, it's a totally different story. So when you're looking at stuff, you got to be much more careful. Now, going forward, I don't know how they're going to handle the whole situation with people and crowds. But with the 30-minute time limit, it makes it a little bit difficult. You're not supposed to, or you're not allowed to open any packaging and see anything. You need to ask an employee. Even if you want to test something, you have to ask an employee. And with a 30-minute time limit, that eats up your time. So you pretty much want to be sure it's something you want to test and look at if you're going to go that route. Myself, I just kind of winged it a little bit, and I grabbed stuff that I thought I knew was going to be valuable. Now, one advantage here I had was I recently bought an Amazon pallet, so a lot of the stuff I was sifting through was stuff that I recognized that I either bought, looked through, I knew if it was good, bad, or ugly. So that was a pretty good advantage. So I left a lot of stuff there that, you know, I might have thought was worth money, and I didn't have time to look up comps. So I was basically just going with a gut feeling and the knowledge in my head. And that's something you're going to have to keep in the back of your mind, is because there's a 30-minute time limit, you're going to have to do the same. After 30 minutes, they do tell you you can get back in line or start back in the queue and come back in the store. But, you know, it is a bit of a pain in the butt that way. So I didn't want to waste all my time looking up comps. I just kind of went with my gut and what I remember in my head. So now I'm going to throw up on the screen some screenshots of stuff people found on the $10 day. So that was Friday and Saturday. This is not stuff that I bought. It's just stuff on their Facebook page that people say that they got. And there were some pretty cool items. I'll try to find them and throw them up. There was like some massage guns, which are things that I did find in my Amazon pallet. Drones, also very high value stuff. But I'll throw them up on the screen so you can see. The other thing I would have to say is, for me, this was about an hour away. And I did go on a Sunday at 11 o'clock in the afternoon because that's when my queue time was. That being said, that's an $8 day. That's in the middle of the day. So I'm sure all the good stuff was there in the morning. And when I was sifting through, I'll show you what I found. So one of the things I found was this grow light. And now I do know it would have been worth about $40. Now I didn't open it in store, and I felt a little rush getting out of there, and I forgot to ask to open at the counter. And I don't know if you can see this or not, or at least hear this. definitely broken. The end is broken off this guy. I got some grow lights in my personal Amazon bin pallet, so that's why I knew they were worth some money. This guy would have been worth somewhere between $45 and $60, but broken. This is just straight garbage, and it did cost me $8 plus tax, but we'll get into the actual numbers at the end. Next up was an LED ring light. It was an 8-inch ring light. I'll throw it up here. I've already sold it on Facebook Marketplace for $25, so that was pretty good. It was a pretty fast sale. I actually had the exact same one from my Amazon pallet before, so when I seen that, I scooped it up. I couldn't test it, so when I got home, I was a little nervous, but everything worked fine, and it sold, I think, within about 3 hours for 25 bucks. So I probably could have got more money. I was just interested in flipping it. And the last item is already sold as well. It's a rabbit goo no-pull dog harness or trainer. I'll throw it up for you can see what I'm talking about. So the cool thing here is I listed this on Facebook Marketplace. I had a lot of interest. I sold it the very next day, which is today. I met the guy, and actually when I spoke to him, I said, hey, actually I have this one here, and then I have one listed on eBay that's one size bigger in green. He said, bring them both, I'll take a look. So the guy actually bought both of them from me, so that was really awesome. But anyway, I got 30 bucks for the one that I got there, so it's already gone as well. So my 2 items are sold really fast. So the stuff I did get was good quality. You just have to basically look and make sure with your eyes that nothing's broken. What you can see through the packaging, essentially. If it's in a box, you know, you might want to give it a rattle. I could have did that, heard something wasn't right, and just put it back down. But you know, the pressure of 30 minutes really got to me. So I didn't want to grab junk. And the stuff that I did grab, I need to know there was some value in it. So my opinion, keep in mind, this is on the $8 day that I'm talking about, because that's the only one that I can really speak to, because it's the one, that was the day I was there. I would say 80% of the stuff was good yard sale type items or good personal use items. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, basically they're probably worth about $8 to $10. So there wasn't a lot of value in phone cases, slippers, some clothing. The problem with when you're looking at phone and tablet cases, a lot of them don't say what they're exactly for. You might see that it's for an iPad, but there's different generations, and you'd be taking a pretty big gamble. You know, I've got a whole box of iPhone cases and tablet cases here that I can't figure out the exact model that they go for. They're definitely going into my yard sale pile just for that reason. I think I have a big lot of them listed on eBay for auction. If they sell that way, that's great. I'll sell like 30 or 40 all at once, and just for whatever I can get for it. If not, they're going to be yard sale items for me personally. Now, if you could find a cover for something you actually own, like your phone or your tablet, your iPad, that's awesome. Like I said, personal use, very cool. Really cool. Like, you know, it's not going to get much cheaper than that. So for 3 items, I actually paid about $28, which winds up being $9.33. So there is tax on that, so it's not $8 flat. So I'm into it. $28. What did I make? Well, if this guy here wasn't broken, I would have made $105. Because it's broken, I made $65. So I spent $28 to make $65. I had to drive about an hour to go here. I gave up about, I don't know, half of my Sunday to do this. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. I knew I was going to try to make a review video or do something with it, so it wasn't a waste of time by any means. But it probably cost me at least $10 in gas to go there and back. You know, I drive a small car, so I don't want to say it's going to be any more than that. It's probably about $10. So if you take that away, I'm down to $50, and I spent $28, so that doesn't leave a lot of profit. I'll throw the exact number up here. I also subtract gas because I did drive, you know, an hour there and an hour back. You know, not great for me for reselling. For personal use, really great. This stuff did sell really fast, so I don't have anything bad to say about that. But maybe would have got in earlier in the morning. It could have been better. I'm sure in the $10 days, I would have found more stuff. But still, with a 30-minute time limit, you got to be super careful because you can't open boxes. There's a lot of walls up against you if you're looking to resell. So maybe you're thinking, hey, you should have went back in line and looked for more stuff. Well, in the 30 minutes, I went around all the edges, up the middle, and I definitely went through all the bins. I knew what I seen there just because, like I said, I had seen that stuff in my own personal palette. There was no more stuff to be had. You know, if you really dig, you might have found a little something, but really, there was no really big value items left when I was there. Now, that being said, would I go back? Yes, absolutely, I would go back. Me and my wife are currently making plans to go back, just me and her. It'll be a fun trip. You know, if I find stuff to resell, great. If not, we're just going to look at it as an adventure, something fun to do. And I think that's the way you need to look at it. Overall, I would say this was a fun store, a good experience. Do I think you can always find stuff to resell online? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Do I think you could make a full-time job just going to stores like this? Probably not, or at least in my case, probably not. It's not close enough for me just to pop in and out of the store. So if you're local, sure, I think maybe you could go on every day and it gets cheaper and cheaper and things become more appealing and you can make money off it. But for me personally, it's a no. Once again, guys, this is just my opinion. If you've personally been to the store, drop down below your experience, what you've thought, what you found. I'm very interested to find out. So if you guys have been there, let me know down in the comments. Tell me your best find. And if you haven't been there, tell me when you're planning on going there. I'd really like to hear from you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like videos like this, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel for more content, reviews, thrifting, what solds, bolos, all the good stuff. Till next time, guys, take care. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.